In this video, we will look at how aluminum is extracted by using electrolysis. So our topic's name is extraction of aluminum, okay, by using electrolysis. Now, you've definitely before studying this topic, you must know the electrolysis, and you also know about that the aluminum is above in the reactivity series. So if it is above in the reactivity series, so it can be definitely extracted from its ore by using electrolysis. And the ore name of aluminum oxide is bauxite. You have to learn by heart this thing, that the ore name of aluminum oxide is bauxite. Now this is the electrolytic cell, and you can see over here that this is the anode and this is the cathode. Okay, this is the anode, which is made up of graphite, and this is the cathode, which is made up of graphite. Definitely it is connected with the negative terminal of the battery, that's why it has a negative charge. It is connected to the positive terminal of the battery, that's why it has a positive charge. Okay, and the name of this is anode and the name of this is cathode. And I have also taught you that the anode is the side where oxidation takes place and the cathode is the side where reduction takes place. Okay, now aluminum oxide has a higher melting point over 2000 degrees Celsius. Now the cryolite is added to reduce the melting point of aluminum oxide and to increase the conductivity. So these are the 2 points that you need to learn by heart, that the cryolite, why we add the cryolite, because to reduce the melting point and to increase the conductivity, which this is important for the exam. Okay, and aluminum oxide has a high melting point over 2000 degrees Celsius. So definitely we must add cryolite so that it reduces its melting point. Okay, so that it can conduct electricity. Now you can see over here that the aluminum oxide is not able to conduct electricity in the solid form. Okay, so we need to melt it. That's why we add the cryolite. Okay, so if we heat the aluminum oxide, you will end up with the aluminum ions and the oxide ions. Okay, now you can see that the aluminum oxide has been melted and we have the lots of aluminum ions and lots of oxide ions. Now let's talk about the anode. Definitely anode has a positive charge, and anode is a side where oxidation takes place, and oxide ions, being negative charge, they attracted towards the anode. Okay, so definitely they attracted towards the anode because oxide ions have the negative charge, and you can see that the oxide ions can lose 4 electrons. Okay, so one oxide ion can lose 2 electrons and become O, and 2 oxide ions can lose 4 electrons altogether. Okay, and these 2 oxygen can form oxygen gas. So 2 oxide ions altogether, they will lose 4 electrons and form oxygen gas. Now this is the half-ion equation, and now let's talk about the cathode. Cathode has a negative charge, and I have taught you that the cathode is the side where reduction takes place. So aluminum having a positive charge, so definitely it attracts towards the cathode. Okay, and cathode is the side where reduction take place, so aluminum ions will gain electrons and form aluminum. And you can see over here that the aluminum has a 3+ charge, so definitely it gained 3 electrons, so it will give you aluminum. And now we have extracted aluminum. Okay, so molten aluminum is extracted, you can see over here. And again, one thing is very important, that the anode is made up of graphite. Okay, I have taught you that the anode is made up of graphite, in other words carbon. So definitely oxygen is being formed at anode. So since anode is made up of graphite, carbon, so this is going to react with the oxygen and form carbon dioxide, and you can see that the carbon dioxide is being formed. So carbon reacts with the oxygen to form carbon dioxide, so anode wears away and has to be replaced regularly. Okay, so anode, you can see that anode wears away. How it wears away? It is going to react with the oxygen which is being formed at anode. Let me show you again that the anode oxygen is being formed. Okay, since oxygen is being formed at anode, okay, so this carbon anode is made up of carbon, so this is going to react with the oxygen and form carbon dioxide. So we need to replace anode radically.